From today, we will start What Are You Doing with Your Life, written by krishna murty. First lesson. What are you? Understanding the mind. It seems to me that without understanding the way our mind works, one cannot understand the resolve the very complex problem of living. This understanding cannot come through the book knowledge. The mind is in itself quite a complex problem. In the very process of understanding one's own mind, the crisis which each one of us faces in life can perhaps be understood and gone beyond. It seems to me that it is very important to understand the process of our own mind. What is the mind? We do not know the working of our own mind. The mind as it is, not as it should be, or as we would like it to be. The mind is the only instrument we have, the instrument with which we think, we act, in which we have our being. If we do not understand the mind in the operation as it functions, as it is functioning in each of us, any problem that we are confronted with will become more complex and more destructive. So it seems to me to understand one's mind is the first essential function of all education. What is our mind? Yours and mine's, not according to someone else. If you do not follow my description of the mind, but actually while listening to me observe your own mind in operation, then perhaps it would be profitable and worthwhile to go into the whole question of thoughts. What is our mind? It is the result, it is the knot of climate, of centuries of tradition, the so-called culture, the social and economic influence, the environment, the idea, the dogmas that society imprints on the mind through the religion, through so-called knowledge and superficial information. Please observe your own mind and not merely follow the description that I am giving, because the description has very little significance. If we can watch the operation of our mind, then perhaps we shall be able to deal with the problem of life as they concern us. The mind is divided into conscious and unconscious. If you do not like to use these two words, we might use the term superficial and hidden. The superficial parts of the mind and the deeper layer of the mind. The whole of the conscious as well as the unconscious. The superficial as well as the hidden. The total process of our thinking, only parts of which we are conscious of, and the rest, which is the major part, we are not conscious of, is that we call conscious. This conscious is time, is the result of centuries of man's endeavor. We are made to believe in certain idea from childhood. We are conditioned by dogmas, by beliefs, by theories. Each one of us conditioned by various influences, and from that conditioning, from those limited and unconscious influences, our thoughts springs and take the form of communist, Hindu, a Muslim or scientist. Thoughts obviously spring from the background of memory, of tradition, and it is with this background of both and conscious as well as the unconscious, the superficial as well as the deeper layer of the mind, that we meet life. Life is always in movement, never static. But our minds are static, our minds are conditioned, held, tethered to dogma, to belief, to experience, to knowledge. With this tethered mind, with this mind that is so conditioned, so heavily held, we meet life which is in constant movement. Life with its many complex and swiftly